Aquarius, this is your weekly reading. It is a general reading and not going to resonate with every single one of you out there. This is also not Sun, Moon, or Venus sign specific. Any Aquarius placement that you may resonate with, some of the messages may also resonate with you. At the end of the reading, I will pull you some oracles, give you a bit more guidance for the week. I do only take jumpers, so I appreciate your patience. And time is elusive. We are all on different timelines. For some of you, this is old news. For some, this is current energy. And for others, definitely could be more future focused. Four of Swords, first card out, strongest energy for the week, followed here by the Nine of Pentacles. So the Four of Swords is in your past position. I do see that as a healing card, taking time out, recovery, rest. Also a sense of prayer possibly, or meditation. Just really sort of grounding even too, especially with this depiction of her and all the sticks. Some of you could be nesting, but not necessarily for a baby, but just creating a space within yourself, a space within your home, your mind, your body, where your emotions and hormones are regulated. Just taking the time out to watch the rain, or creating that little nook in the corner by the window with, you know, some pillows you like, a nice chair, a little stand for your books. Nine of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Nine of Pentacles is very independent and loving at energy. Someone that is very solid and stable on their own. Someone that has really come into enjoying their skin, who they are, their own company. You also have now two fours here. 4-4 could be a synchronicity that you are seeing. This is almost also giving me a sense of like process. Some of you have definitely started from this Four of Swords and are now sort of at this Four of Cups, where, like, you know, you have been doing this is not new. You've spent maybe the last year, more, maybe even more than that, really getting to know yourself and really starting to love the person inside and out, big toe to gray hair. You know, really, I don't know how to describe it, but I think you understand what I mean. You've really grown into who you are. But there are times where you do want somebody. You do, you know, wish there was more. Peace can also very much feel like boredom sometimes. You know, because we don't have the chaos and the drama. Peace can definitely feel like boredom. It can be confused with boredom. That can also be what the Four of Cups is a little bit. We have the Two of Cups, the Ten of Wands, the Two of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana, and the Two of Swords. So you actually have three twos here, 2, 2, 2. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. I'm going to keep that in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Fool card, Major. So yeah, this is basically like a timeline I'm seeing here. Three of Swords comes before the Four of Swords. So for some of you, you're maybe just starting out. Maybe there's a connection that is or has fallen apart, caused a lot of pain. Whether that is just lost because you guys couldn't work it out. Doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic connection either. Could be a friendship. It could be a family member where, you know, you and this person shared a very good deep bond. Two of Cups is mutual love. Someone that loved you just as much as you love them. So whether they've passed, or whether you're just not in the proximity, or you guys have just moved on from being in a relationship, there was healing that was required because it was a genuine connection. And I don't get any bad blood. I mean, obviously there could be some horrible breakup, but I'm not getting that vibe. It's like irreconcilable. Yeah, that's the word. It's very much that type of vibe. It's like, I don't hate you. I don't hate you. Don't hate me. Actually, we very much love each other, but it's very clear that we're not on the same path. Could even be that one person was carrying more load than the other with the Ten of Wands here. It just became too much to sort of ignore the incompatibilities. And whoever this is has spent, one or both of you, could be you. Most likely you have spent a lot of time sort of regaining yourself, learning yourself, getting to know who you are, what you like, what you don't like. It's almost as if the breakup was a blessing in disguise. And you're seeing that now. But there are times of boredom. There are times where you would love to share your life with someone. There are times where you would love to have that type of connection in your life again with the Four of Cups. But it's kind of saying it's in front of you. You're just not seeing it. A little bit of nostalgia too with the Four of Cups I'm picking up. It's like, you know, you wish you could go back. But I do see new connection coming in here. The Page of Wands is signifying some sort of new connection, whether it's with an existing person or a completely new one. Maybe Sagittarius in particular, or Sagittarius season could be important. But that does signify good news. Could even be hearing from someone that you have been wanting to hear from. And the Nine of Swords tells me, you know, it's been hard, but that sort of energy is being alleviated. Nine of Swords upright is all about the stress, the sleepless nights, the anxiety, the worry. But in reverse, it's releasing that. And it is coming in with this Three of Swords. I also have the Two of Swords here. I do get, for whatever connection this is, there was a long period of sort of not understanding why it had to go that way. Because it's almost as if in retrospect, it's a very positive, this is not for the ex you hate. Definitely not. Some of you, it's not even an ex, it's a friendship that you no longer have, or someone that's maybe no longer in your life. Could even be someone that has passed on, and, you know, it's like, I don't know how I'm going to move forward, or I don't know how I'm ever going to, I don't think I'm ever going to feel that way again, or have someone in my life like that. You are. That Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Wands tells me you are, you just don't see it. It's almost as if you're being prepared currently. This interaction initially was to show you just how deep love can be, or to show you that you could love again. And even if it's the same connection coming back around, there has been time spent apart where the both of you have really understood yourselves, which makes for a much better recipe this time around. The Fool card. Yeah, Six of Cups. There's that nostalgia. Six of Wands. Another two. So you now have 4 twos. It's different. That's what I'm hearing. It's going to be different. Whether it's a new person or the same person. Some of you, you've definitely lost somebody that you can't get back. And you just don't know if you're ever going to have a friend like that again, or, you know, there are times that you would just love to be able to pick up the phone and call this person. But I think it's almost as if when you least expect it, that's when it happens. When you least expect it. Or not until you sort of learn yourself and what you need and what you want. Or maybe even honest with yourself a little bit. Because the Two of Swords can be a sense of, I'm just going to pretend like I don't. It's almost like maybe you need to admit that you would love that, you would want that connection again, whatever type of connection. Because with the Six of Cups here and the Six of Wands, there's sort of like this memory of pure love. Some of you, it is with the same person, and with the Six of Wands, it tells me if this were to come back around, I do see a lot better of a outcome. Guidance, please, for Aquarius. If this is romantic, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Very much tying back to the Six of Cups. So if this is a connection that you had with someone romantically, I don't think the two of you let go of each other, but I think could be something to do with younger. You know, you were a lot younger. You didn't know much about yourself. You didn't understand yourself. Neither of you understood yourselves. So coming together as two people that don't understand their individual selves, hard to navigate that, right? But this was absolutely necessary, this period, because there's a rootedness that you have gained. You're not as easily swayed. And give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So some of you, there's definitely an opportunity for an old connection to sort of be, you know, get some new life breathed back into it. And I do think this time around it's going to be a lot more successful, because the foundation is a lot more solid individually. This could even be someone you knew when you were younger. Could even be a friend. that you had when you were younger. But because the two of you were going, you know, you kind of had to go apart to come back together type of vibe. Aquarius. And if this is about money, I don't see money being an issue here. 9 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. If it's not good, it's going to get good. Nurture others and also yourself. So yes, this is all about self. This is all about cultivating the relationship we have with ourselves. And sometimes when we are in connection, even though we know maybe it's best to sort of step away and work on self, it's hard. It's hard to break away from people that we are connected to in order to put ourselves first, right? But this is almost like something forced it apart. Now we can come back together. And I don't think you're expecting it. I don't think this is someone that you're actively waiting to come back. I think you're actually thinking, I wish I could meet someone new that kind of gave me that feeling. I want to meet someone like that person. I don't think you're necessarily wanting the exact person that you had. Especially if you've lost somebody. It's like you want to feel that type of love again. And you will. You will. You just don't see it yet. Inspiration. Inspiration is everywhere. Capture your ideas. Oh no. Was that the right? Confusing a little bit. Let's get one of these. Aquarius. Soulmate though. Whether it's an old or new person, definitely someone that is meant to be in your life. Mask. Pretending, putting up a front, two-faced, not genuine. So I don't get this as a negative mask. I do get this as more so a self-preservation, a preservative mask. You know, being very strong and being very happy with your own energy, but at the same time, maybe even denying to self a little bit. Like, I'm good, I can be single forever. Or I don't need any friends, I'm good all by myself. Deep down, though, we want a friend. Deep down, though, we want to experience that love again. I mean, we got, you know, there's only so much mastering of self you can do without other people. And we have gamble, taking a risk, poker face, not showing feelings, rolling the dice. What did I tell you? So there is still some sort of connection between you and somebody. And I'm not talking about toxic exes. Please eliminate the idea of toxic exes from your mind. Just leave it alone. I'm sure there are exes that you maybe dated and it just didn't work out. You don't hate them, they don't hate you. You moved to Guam and you know that you had to break up, or they moved to wherever. People break up for different reasons other than hating each other. I don't get this. If this is an ex, this is not someone that you left because you absolutely hate. Or, you know, toxic behaviors and all this sort of thing. I don't even want to say that word anymore, to be honest. Toxic and all these words, very much overused. It's like, when are we going to admit that, when are we going to acknowledge that we are also toxic? It's always the other person, you know? It's always someone else, but we seem to keep attracting them. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer, your commitment is being tested. So this is what I'm saying. This personal issue is knowing oneself. There's a lot of projecting going on in this world. That's what most people do, project without any idea of what's going on inside the house. Telling people how to mow and cut their grass and water their grass when their grass is, they don't even notice how their grass is starving. So this is for the collective that has taken the time out to tend to their grass, to understand what their grass needs, to understand what makes their grass thrive. You know, what time of the day their grass should be watered. Because, you know, depending on what side of the street you're on, it's different. This is for the collective that has taken the time to answer the call inside the house and can take accountability for the roles that they played. And there's sort of like a soft forgiveness of self, but of all the connections that have not worked, because now you understand that you also played a role. And it's wanting and being able to admit, you know what, I am not, as much as I'm good all by myself, I'd rather be connected. Even if it's to friends, family, maybe not necessarily any romantic, but Yeah, I can do bad all by myself, but it would be great to do bad with somebody. Not necessarily bad, but you know, it'd be great to have someone to be mischievous with. Guidance, please, for Aquarius. These are long today. We have meditation brings answers, which is very much what the Four of Swords is about. So some of you are just starting this energy, just starting out on this Four of Swords, maybe separating from a connection, but this is saying you got to give yourself time. Now is not the time to sort of jump back into something else. Pay attention to what's going on inside of your house, because the closer you get to knowing yourself, the closer you can get to knowing someone else that you're dealing with. If you don't know yourself, you cannot ever really know anyone else, and vice versa. If you're dealing with someone that hasn't done the work to know themselves, they're never going to allow you to know them deeply. But there are new connections that want to happen for you, but some work has to be done, or the work has been done and you don't see that you're about to connect with somebody. Okay, that's your reading, Aquarius. Hopefully it resonates. Thumbs me up. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next week.